everybody? It is the end of February, or technically we still have about 3 days left, but I'm going to share with you my top 5 fragrances for February 2022. I started doing this last month, and I'm going to keep doing it every single month at the end of the month. And you're going to see which ones have stayed on top and which fragrances have been swapped out for some newcomers. So number 5 is a newcomer, and it's Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. I remember the specific date. I tried this February 11th, 2022, and I immediately fell in love with it. I smelled it in the car. I remember I sprayed it, and I was with my girl, and she went absolutely feral. And even me, when I smelled this on myself, I was like, holy shit, this smells so good. It is a lovely fragrance, and it straight up smells like oranges, but it has, that sort of cologne vibe in the background, but it's still a fairly unisex scent. Yeah, it leans a little bit more masculine, but to be honest, I feel like anybody can pull this scent off. So Afternoon Swim is linear. It smells exactly the same from first spray until the dry down. It's not going to transition into anything complex, but it's definitely very wearable. It has a huge compliment factor. Every single time I've worn this fragrance, I've received a lot of compliments from different people. Even for myself, this is just very refreshing, especially that it's going to start to be spring next month. I will definitely, I would say I'd use this, but look how much I have left. Barely any. But if I had to get a full size of whatever fragrance I wanted, it would be this one. It would definitely be this one. So number 5, Afternoon Swim from Louis Vuitton. Number 4 is going to be Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. And I believe that this one was higher up on the list last month. And the reason it's a little bit lower right now is because it's starting to get warmer. And I cannot really wear this scent in the daytime here because our weather gets pretty hot. And this can get a bit too cloying if you're wearing it in the heat. So this scent I still rock all the time. Like sometimes, all the time. A majority of the times before I go to bed if I want to spray something on myself. I don't wear fragrances to bed all the time, but when I do, this is a top contender. It's very cozy, cuddly, warm, and it's just like a nice fragrance that brings me comfort. So it smells like gingerbread cookies on my skin. It smells like Christmas. And then there's also this chai tea latte vibe in the background as well. But overall, a long-lasting fragrance. I always get over 12 hours with this scent. And this is a fragrance that is noticed right when you enter the room. I remember I was hanging out, or I walked into the room where Dar and Keegs were. And immediately they were like, what are you wearing that smells nice, that smells sweet? And I was like, oh, it's Tobacco Vanille. I didn't even know that they could smell it, but this thing really was pushing and it was just dominating everything. But number 4, Tobacco Vanille, Tom Ford. I'll put all the names of the fragrances, and if I can find discount site links in the description, but it probably won't be in order from my number 5 to my number 1. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't think that what's in the description is the list of my favorite orders. So number 3, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Is Elysium by Raja Parfums. This scent it's still super sexy to me. This one I have a lot of memories with, and it's this nice, fresh pineapple kind of fragrance that always boosts my mood. This always brightens my day. Whenever I spray, this is a scent I definitely wear more for me, but that doesn't mean everyone else doesn't like it. It's not a complicated fragrance by any means. It's a scent that is enjoyed by everyone whenever I wear it. So it's just sexy. It's fresh and sexy, and I cannot wait until summertime to really just use this. And look, I'm sure you can kind of see the dent with the bottle, but this is one of those freshies that I would definitely re-up on 110%. If I had, instead of getting a different kind of fragrance, or let's say if it was between this, Cedrat Rosé and Hasavat, I would re-up on this one. Yeah, even if these bottles still had juice in them, I would just get a second one of this if I finished it, because I really do love Elysium. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a blender going on in the background, so I gotta get a new blender. Anyways, number 2, I don't have it with me. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's Carlisle. by Parfums de Marly. If you remember before, I had this sample of it. It's like an 8 ml sample. And it is in the hands of my girlfriend right now. So she has it, and I no longer have it in my possession, but I would love to get a full-size bottle of Carlisle. But that scent is very unique. It's complex, but it's sexy at the same time. It's not complicated to a point where the average nose will hate it, you know, because for the most part, that's the tricky like game that a lot of these niche fragrances play, is that they're artistic, they're complicated, they're bold, but they don't have the appeal to the general public. But Carlisle does all of that and more. So even for me, it's like Carlisle is a scent I love smelling and wearing, but it's also a fragrance where when I bring it around people that are not even into fragrances, they're always like, whoa, you smell good. They're like, what is that? I've never smelled anything like that before. So that scent, it is cuddles galore. It's super, super sexy as well. And it just makes a statement. That fragrance, truly, in my opinion, is unforgettable. I don't see how that would not make a first impression on somebody, or a great impression on somebody. Love that scent. Can't wait to have a full-size bottle of Carlisle in my collection. And as you can tell, Leighton got knocked out of my top 5, and Cedrat Rosé got knocked out of my top 5 and replaced by Afternoon Swim and Carlisle. But yeah, number 2, Carlisle. I really love that fragrance. And for anybody that is looking for that rebellious, badass type of scent, give that one a shot. And I do have a review with my girlfriend where she gave her opinion on it, and it is literally one of her top 2 favorite fragrances on me. I think right now it's her number 1 fragrance on me, but she goes nuts over that scent. And she's somebody that's very bold. I mean, very honest, brutally honest about her opinion on things. And that one is just like a 200 million out of 100. It's so good. But my number 1, Dior Sauvage, but no, I'm just playing. It's not Dior Sauvage. It's Tuxedo by YSL. Imagine if I actually whipped out a Dior Sauvage. You guys would probably just, yeah, you'd have a field day with that. But it's still number 1. It's still number 1. This is just that scent for me. How do I describe you? How do I describe you? Everyone already knows about what I say about it being fresh, clean, green, drying down to this boozy bourbon vanilla, but it really is a beautiful, elegant scent. Now, I know the name is Tuxedo, and most people are going to be like, maybe I should only use that when I'm dressed up or at a formal event. But I really think that this scent is a lot more versatile than people like give it credit for. Okay, don't just look at the name and be like, okay, this is only restricted to this. You know, I wear this as my signature scent, and it has been met with nothing but love. Recently, somebody said, they're like, I haven't had a wow reaction to a fragrance in a while until I smelled that one. They were talking about Tuxedo by YSL, where I sprayed it on them. It was Keegs. Shout out Keegs. I sprayed it on him, and he was like, whoa, it's been a minute since I've smelled something that took me aback like that. And that's what every single time I spray this on myself, I feel the same exact way, where I'm like, man, I love this thing more and more and more. And as you could tell, the dent is getting deeper. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm still going to use this nonstop, but there it is. My top 5 for February 2022. Let me know what your top 5 fragrances have been for the month. I know it's been a short month, and I can't wait to read all those comments. Thank you so much for watching. All the links are in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.